There, my name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today's topic is True Blue Partner. I thought of this topic because my ex and I are having a lot of emotion around our breakup because there's a tremendous amount of love and respect and honor that has been present in our nearly 5-month union together. And it's sad, there's a grieving process when you have a death, whether that death be the death of a name and a gender identification and the people in your life needing to grieve the person that they did know and needing to accept the death of the person they did know in order to receive the birth of the new person, whether it be someone's body being put in a ground or burned to ash because there is a death, physical death of the physical self. There is a grieving process with death, or whether it be the universal symbology of the concept of death, the death tarot card, which is change, that a massive change, that something has ended and a new birthing will occur, something will be rebirthed in its place. And so, I've been in a grieving process already all year with many deaths. My friend Tio, my brother Braxton, my cat. There were a lot of deaths this past year. And I've just been, processing them. And a relationship ending is another type of death. It's another ending. It's changing the dynamics. Death ultimately is a reflecting point of change. And it is the changing the dynamics and letting go of and releasing what was to accept what will be. And so we were feeling our feelings about it and communicating about it. And one of the things that happened this week today is the 1-week anniversary of us splitting up. And in this past week, he has communicated to me that there was someone at his work that acknowledged interest in him in this past week. And so they started connecting. And so I asked him, have y'all kissed? And he said yes. And I was like, hey, thank you, True Blue Partner. Even though we are in the blues, we are in this sadness. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your integrity to be honest with me, because what is needed for me to do in this breakup, for both of us to do really, is to surrender and release to the change that's occurring. And that change can include new partnership coming in, new opportunity coming in. The universe loves to fill a void. So a lot of people don't get new opportunity because they're clinging tightly to something that isn't working for them. And if they would but release, it would break the dam and allow the flow of something new to come in. And so I was really grateful. And I've always been, this is one of the things I've deeply admired about the one that I've called my guy for several months now, is that he's always been very honest, and I let him know, I'm not going to ask anything else about this woman. I really pray for y'all's union to grow and bloom. And I pray y'all be blessed. So they had their, first date yesterday. And I let him know, I really pray that it works out. I pray you have fun. And several times while he was on the date, while I was trying to process my grief, I was letting God know I don't want any of this to be flung his way. Know in this prayer that I pray for their union and for that to be strengthened, and may it evolve to the greatest grace and good that it can, because I don't own him. I didn't when I was dating him, and I certainly don't as we part ways. I don't own him. He's not a possession. He's not an object. He's a person, and he's a sovereign being that has shared the quality of his love and the vast quantity of that and his attention with me for several months. And so I don't feel compelled to be untrue to him in partnership, because even though we aren't that kind of partner anymore, even though we aren't lovers or the beloved, or however you would language that in your life, he is a friend now, and we've decided to maintain our friendship. And so as a true partner of friendship, one of the things I get to honor, and one of the things I appreciate being honored in my own life, is his sovereignty, his freedom, his right to move forward. Everybody processes death and change in different ways. And for some people, sometimes divinity will literally drop a new blessing in your life because what's occurred is really painful and you need some kind of other blessing to process it, because the universe knows you're deserving of blessings, and it would serve you to turn your attention to something else. Some people, and I've been there, I've walked in those shoes, and in today's day and age, we were together 5 months. I want to give it 5 weeks. They say give it a month for every year you've been with someone, or a week for every month. So I want to take the next 5 weeks to not be in partnership with somebody, to not be kind of doing that just for my own process. Like, I get to check in what is Heather Feather's process. I'm going to spend the next 5 weeks considering everything I've learned from him, everything I've gained, everything that he reflected to me is an evolution point for Heather Feather, and to consider how I can evolve as a being moving forward. One great thing that I really learned from him is it's really important for me to learn to express my needs. If you've had a lot of trauma, or if you have PTSD, you may be someone that it is not natural for you to check in with your needs, fulfill your needs, express your needs, and I do have that challenge. And so I'm 48 years old. We can say I'm grown, I think. My mom said you're grown when you're 30, So I think I'm grown now. And as a grown individual, still with a very playful inner child, I want to be the steward, because I am, the sovereign steward of my self-care. And I learned in our relationship, he had a rhythm of wanting to argue about once a month. I'm not really looking for a partnership. And this is ultimately what severed the relationship is I love having a partner. I love having sex. I love it. I love it. I have great appetites for connection with another in an intimate way. And that being said, I don't desire it to the degree that it brings monthly disharmony into my life. And so ultimately our relationship didn't go the distance in this lifetime because I noticed a pattern was present with him where there was a tendency to want to argue about once a month. And I noticed that tendency would occur. He would enjoy spending more and more time with me, but as he would do that, he would get agitated. And so I was noticing he had a need for more alone time and had a difficult time expressing it. And what a true blue partner of a mirror he is for me on that one. Heather loves alone time. And I also, I'm a little bird, Cancer Moon, Cancer Mars, let's nest and beep, 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 beep. Let me sing your praises in this nest. You know what I mean? I'm 100% that woman. And Heather Feather requires a considerable amount of alone time. And so it was a good reflecting point for me. Heather, are you aware when you need alone time? And are you able to express that need? It also elucidated for me a great need for me to be aware of when my physical needs are not met. Trauma, PTSD, all of those things can cause an individual to be less adept at meeting core basic needs. And so as a general rule, I'm a very happy, lighthearted person as a general rule. My nature and my spirit is actually joy. If joy were an animal, that would be my spirit animal. And that being said, I've been given a lifetime of darkness and shadow to thank the gods, because I'm only blessed, to experience other than my nature. And I still love to laugh. I love to play. I love joy. I'm really looking for a life, if it's going to be in partnership or whether that be alone, either way, where joy is the predominant intent and place that attention goes and the focus on what is grown. I also can be very studious and very serious and kind of forget my joy, spirit, sprite nature. What I've found is that I have a hard time holding on to that really true core nature of mine when I haven't fed myself, when I haven't hydrated myself. By the time you have thirst, you're already dehydrated, And there are things that work as diuretics and pull fluids off the body that cause us to need more water because our bodies are predominantly water. And so if I haven't met my thirst needs, my hunger needs, my sleeping needs, my hot and cold temperature-based needs, I can typically be less pleasant. And there's nobody checking in to see if I'm hot, cold, hungry, sleepy, or thirsty than this woman. You know what I mean? I'm the steward of the gateway of how my physical body is feeling. So he really helped me to realize how much more often I get to check in with my needs. And I have so much devotional attention to serve. I would wake up and make him a breakfast sandwich, and he likes a certain type of coffee. I'd make him that coffee anytime he stayed the night. Like, I'm so typically focused in relationship on showing adoration and love through action to the beloved that I tend to backburner Heather. And that's a long historical tale. So that doesn't make me, oh, like, what a great gift of a lady, make a breakfast for someone. No, it's not great, actually. If I haven't met my needs, then it doesn't really serve. If I'm going to give him a breakfast and then be fussy later that night because I didn't meet my needs all day because I've been serving other people's needs from morning till night. So no, it's like we have to put our own oxygen mask on first. You got to put your life vest on first. There's a wisdom in that, It's like, Heather, let's get your coffee first and then make his coffee. But I wouldn't. I'd get up like just enough time to like make his breakfast, get his coffee, get his packed lunch together, get him his stuff, and be like, okay, now I'm gonna eat my needs. And then I wouldn't. I'd just be like, let me go to work instead, So I've learned a lot. To be a true blue partner to myself, then I get to really honor, when do I need alone time? What are my core needs? Are they being met? Have I expressed them? Have I opened the chute of my throat chakra to express to others, oh, I think I would be happy to make you breakfast. I can have it done and, such. But first I'm going to make a coffee. I'm going to have some water. I just woke up, So like, hey, I would love to serve, support, aid in this way. And this is what I'm going to do first because I come to things with a greater fullness and a more bountiful self with a cornucopia of my isness when I am mindful of filling myself with the fullness of having needs met. I digress because this video is really about a true blue partner. I guess that all just needed to come through too. I just wanted to honor that, like, what a grace it's been for me as I'm reflecting on this relationship and considering what is the gift? What is the gift that I've gained in choosing to share space and time with this wonderful man? One of the greatest gifts he gave me is honesty. And Heather prefers honesty at 100, and he would be very honest. Like, he was talking about another woman a lot, like kept bringing her up. And it's a person that's in my life, not his. And it's a person that I don't have a ton of interaction with. Actually, I don't interact with them at all anymore. I bless them, love them, think they're great like all beings are, but they're just not real involved in my life. But it's somebody he had an interaction with as a person in my life. And he kept mentioning this person. And I said to him one day, you've mentioned this person a ton to me. I'm just curious if you have sexual energy towards them. Like, are you attracted or do you want to have sex with them? And he was like, yeah, And a lot of people will be like, oh. And I was like, thank you. That to me is the essence of true blue partnership. I think it's, as I've said before, pardon my French, a bit blowing smoke up one another's butts, pardon my French, but to act like you don't ever have attraction to anyone else. I don't want my partner to lie to me about their truth. If it's true for you that you found someone attractive, that's something I would call being a human being. If I expect that because we're having sex that I'm the only person you're going to find attractive until death, then I may have rampant issues with narcissism, first of all, and be completely delusional about reality. The reality is, and I would tell him, I get that. I go to cafes sometimes. There are people that I'm like, I could absolutely 100% have sex with that person. I don't even have a question. Like, the things I could do to that person. And I don't really stew in it. And this is directly what I said. Like, I don't really allow myself to stew in it. Actually, I often take you places where I might find people attractive so that my consciousness, your consciousness, everyone's consciousness is clear that you are the devotional beloved. However, I'm not going to lie to my partner about the truth of what's going on in my mind and my heart. What I am going to do is do my best to be a steward of that so that union can come together in a greater balance of true blue partnership. You can always subscribe to Rare Bird Medicine on YouTube. Like and comment there. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you go to rarebirdmedicine.com and click on the classes link, we do have Be Magical coming up this fall. Blessed be.